You're a PC gamer. You don't follow the rules. You're a maverick. You don't let them tell you what to do. You are living on the edge of life, staying up till 4 a.m., gaming, playing Call of Duty, Minecraft, what have you, maybe even dabble in some Roblox here and there. Well, today, I'm here to answer all your questions that you've left for me in the comments section, and these have been building up for quite a while, guys. So let's get into it right away. Not sure if it's worth buying PC for under $1,000. If you don't have much money, just save it up or don't buy it all. Okay, so this kind of question, I mean, you obviously don't look on the used market, right? You obviously don't understand that, if you're buying new, this can kind of be true, but not even then. If you're buying individual parts, you can definitely make a banger PC for under $1,000, guys. Just buy last gen and you'll be able to make PCs that rival the top tier of just a few generations ago for under $1,000 easily. If I had to choose to build a PC for under $1,000, I will have videos coming out where I'm building PCs for under $1,000, but if I had to choose, I'd probably go with something like a 6700 XT and a Ryzen 5600 or i5 12600K, and then 32 gigs of RAM, all the storage you need, and that will get you a PC for under $1,000. So debunked, Esco XO. My boy Henson2K dropped a comment. This guy's always a faithful subscriber. He said, specs are not complicated, naming is. For example, monitors like the Samsung, I'm not even gonna try that. Hurt my brain, and don't let me even start with the Intel Core Ultra crap. And I just say here in agreement, true. Now, Henson, I love your comments. I love how you're always active on the channel, but I gotta say, I think specs can get complicated. And I think we have it easy in the PC space. Like my last video was about camera specs and how difficult finding the right camera can be. I think in the PC space, we have it a little bit easier because it's like, oh, this one has 6 cores, that one has 8 cores. This one's this much % faster because they're on the same core architecture or whatever. Like it's this amount of gigahertz. Like it's really like linear with how performance scales in PC. But like when it comes to other things, it's really by a case basis. So I'm gonna have to disagree. I think specs can be complicated, but we do have it easier in the PC space. But you brought up monitors. I think monitor specs can be really difficult for people to get their, their heads wrapped around, just because like all the different colors, like OLED versus mini LED, all these things, and it makes people kind of, confused. But yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one, Henson. If you want, drop a comment on this video and debate me. Also, let me just start this video by saying I am in no way an expert. I'm kind of retarded, actually. I'm kind of a retard. I'm not an authority in this space. Actually, I wouldn't encourage you to consider anybody have word over anyone else. I think every sentence you speak is on a case-by-case basis, and whether that's true or not, it doesn't depend on your status. It doesn't depend on who you are. It depends on whether you're right or not. But if I get something wrong, let me know in the comments. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm trying to promote misinformation. It might just mean that I'm miseducated on this subject, or I just don't see your point of view. So yeah, like I said, I might be kind of retarded in this video. And if you don't agree, drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know. And yeah, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy. JDD Tech, my boy. 4090/5090 are the GPU you need for 4K gaming. I cannot wait to replace my 4090 with the 5090 Supreme X. Well, you are just made of money. How about you give me a super thanks in the comment section below, since you have so much money there. But yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, the 90 class is going to be the best for 4K gaming. I think other GPUs can do 4K gaming pretty well, like the 80 class or even the 70 class, especially if you use DLSS. It's kind of 4K is not that hard anymore unless you're cranking up ray tracing. But yeah, hey, once you get that 5090, send some benchmarks my way and maybe we can get some numbers out there for the people, because I'm not going to drop over 2K for a 5090 right off the bat. I'll tell you that much. Lanny Lasick. I had a gap of several years following desktop component releases, somewhere around 2011 until 2015. Getting back into it was trivial, and catching up for a few weeks for CPUs and a few months for GPUs and everything else. Well, dang, dude, I mean, you said it yourself. Like, apart from the trivial part, like, months to get into GPUs. Like, that's too long. If someone wants to buy a PC, they want it like that week. We live in instant gratification society, man. And if it's going to take you months to make an informed and purchase decision, I think the market's a little bit too complicated. The branding is too much. You should be able to take a glance and figure this out within an hour, like what kind of components you need for your hardware needs, right? And ideally even less than that. Like, you should know I need this much RAM, that GPU with those features, and that CPU. But no, they make it complicated with the branding. So I'm going to disagree. I don't think it's trivial. I think we have it easier in the PC space, but and also it's changed a lot since 2011 or since 2015. So I'm surprised you thought it was kind of easy to get back into. Oh, would you look at that? Danny's Reviews commented on my video. Looks like I'm going places. I am a new and rising that all these other YouTubers are flocking to my channel. Look, 22.9K subscribers. Soon they will all be mine. I'm going to take all your subs, Danny. But no, he said, great video, man. I'll never comprehend how these simps, they simp for one corporation over the other. Just buy what suits your needs the best. No brand loyalty. I'm a fan of market competition, and let's hope that Intel gets themselves out of this slump. Dude, I couldn't have said it better myself. Like, why are people so fanboys that they literally just want this company to get pounded into the dirt, like just destroyed? It's kind of weird to see, like, they're on they're rooting for their sports team here. And yeah, Danny's Review is coming out in my video, How to Save Intel, which is a good video. You should go check it out. Didn't get a lot of traction. He's just saying, like, yeah, fanboys, you suck, Stop fanboying, just root for competition. Could not agree more there, man. Why isn't Optane a bigger deal? It's great tech. That's a good question. Ultimately, it just came down to economics, I think, with Optane. Optane was too expensive for what it provided. It is an amazing technology, but like the capacities it was giving us for the dollar amount, I think was not worth it. Especially for consumers, it wasn't worth it. It was geared more towards enterprise, and I think there it made a little bit more sense. Maybe if you have a home lab, it could be really cool. But ultimately, I think with people just doing SSDs and RAID and RAM caching and all that, like the price of RAM went down, and it's just like Optane was in this middle ground where it cost so much and it just didn't make sense anymore. So ultimately, it didn't catch on because of that. I think if RAM scaling, like how much gigabytes of RAM we were able to achieve, and also SSD, like kind of was plateaued and it didn't actually increase at the rate it did, Optane would still be around and we'd actually be using Optane more. But with how fast that 3D stacking technology of the memory gates excelled, we just have I have in my mini PC 64 gigs of RAM, and then it has like so much SSD space. We just don't need that intermediate caching level of Optane anymore because we have so much RAM and we have more cache now, and it's just kind of in a middle ground which we don't really need anymore for the money. If it was cheap, just as cheap as RAM, sure, like I would buy it. But now this is kind of where things get weird because you guys comment on my videos and now you're going to see me in person, like talking to your comment. And I know this guy, he's been a fan of the channel for a while, but I don't know how to say his name, which is kind of weird. Like Arito, I'm going to guess Arito 3903. And basically, I don't think I'm going to read this whole comment. He's just saying that some guy did a test, I don't know who it was, and E-cores are only like 10% behind P-cores in IPC. So they match Raptor Cove in IPC. The newest E-cores, the Chadmont E-cores. And yeah, I knew that. I was saying that before they even came out, that Intel published that. And basically, the root of this comment is that E-cores are Giga Chad. I see a lot of people in the comments saying like E-cores suck and stuff, but like honestly, like they just need to drop all the P-cores and give us an all E-core CPU. Like they're that fast now, guys. Like they're 10% slower than P-cores, but you get almost 4 times as much in the space of a P-core. So just imagine the multi-threaded performance, the multi-threaded madness that we're gonna get with this. It's gonna be really good. Banana chips. 8402. Funny how these people try to hype up other, I can't even read what this man's trying to say here. You need to speak actual English, but basically he's trying to say, funny how these people hype up other brands when processor to processor, they're like 1 to 2 frames different. And yeah, he's kind of right here. He also, this was before the 9800X 3D came out, and he was saying that the old one was going to beat it, and that pretty much doesn't happen, which I saw that coming. But hey, we can't all get the silicon steak eye of tuition banana chips. It's okay. But yeah, basically that's what he's saying. Like, people are like, we're splitting hairs here, and we're looking at how these chips, you know, we're debating on like, well, this one's better, that one's better. Really, whichever one's cheaper is kind of the better one for you, for the most part. So banana chips, you got something right. As your grandma, and I taught you to cough freely, even coughing into the camera, so rude. Do it on the inside of the elbow if you can't reach for a tissue. Wow, kids these days. Okay, I can't even say your name. Deanne Mutter, 3066. Thank you for being in place of my grandma. I really needed that. I needed more grandma in my life. Can you bake me chocolate chip cookies now? I need something to ease the pain. But no, this video, I was sick in that video, and there was a scene where I coughed or something, and I tried to cough to the side, but you don't understand until you start recording. You don't always think of where the camera is. So I coughed this way, and the camera was like kind of facing that way. And well, he took it seriously. He took it to heart. So thank you for that. Tom, BT8EG, look at that. I can mog you with my mewing. I don't think so, man. I don't think you can mog me. I'd like to see you try, though. Only thing getting traced by this will be a home loan needed for it. True that, man. Sarthakong gang, War 8974. I nailed that. I'm really the best. You're right, man. Let's trace our home loans, and the IRS is going to trace us for tax fraud for saving up for the 5090. After 2022, I prefer to go with AMD. Then Zach's Network. Zach's Network says AMD sucks. Yup. True, man. Well, this is a pretty general statement. You know, it depends on the product, and it depends on what you're looking for. If you're talking about Radeon GPU, I would concur. Yeah, it kind of does suck. You know, unless you're buying at the low end. If you're buying 6700 XT, that's pretty good, actually. If you're spending $800-900 and you're getting, you know, same features, not so good. So, you know, both of these guys, they got a little bit of brain cells in them, and they're fighting to the death right now. I'm gonna have to say that Zach's Network wins this battle. I think his clapback of AMD sucks is pretty savage. So let's go on here. Oh, that was all of those. Shayna Thomas 8880. Shane. Yeah, I said that right. I'm totally getting this Q&A right here. And nah, the PC space is as bad. LOL, impossible to go from 0 to decision making in less than a week. So yeah, basically this man's saying that PC space is just as bad as looking for cameras, which I'm gonna have to disagree. Like, when you're looking for a camera, there's so much more things to consider. We've talked about this. I made a whole video about this. Like, you can have a camera with the exact same specs on paper, but the image looks different, or it could overheat, or all these things, and it's gonna be kind of difficult to even know what the experience will be like with a camera until you actually buy it. Whereas like a PC, like literally just, you'll get more FPS. Like you're playing the same game, you just get more FPS. Sure, it's a little bit smoother. Overall, the image looks the same, whatever. So I'm gonna have to disagree with that. Yeah, he's asking for a power supply. If anyone could help me choosing a power supply for workstation, video editing. He has a i7 13700K, Z790. Radiator, and he has a A770, or he might get a 4070 Ti. Well, those are two completely different cards. The 4070 Ti is way better. I have an A770. I have it in my mini PC below me right now. Yeah, so you're gonna wanna go for a 750 watt at the bare minimum if you're going with the 4070 Ti here, because that 13700K, yeah. I'd go with the 750 watt at the bare minimum. If you want to really kind of be secure, I would go with the 850 watt and make it ATX 3.0 power supply. There's plenty of good ones out there. I wouldn't spend more than like 120 bucks on it. Deals are pretty good right now, but go ahead and jump on that before any tariffs hit for sure. And that's what I would go with for you, 13700K or in a 4070 Ti, 750 to 850. If you want to go completely overkill, you can get a 1000 watt, but you won't even need that. Make sure it's ATX 3.0 and you'll be happy though. Be ready for the future. Your mom is also used. Listen, buddy. The only thing that's going to be used is you. After I overclock and overvolt you till you start smoking. Don't forget it. But I agree. Pretty good bang for buck. Yeah, well, I bet your mom's pretty good bang for buck. He says, why the used marketplace sucks? Well, it doesn't suck. You saw it yourself. For $100 more, you can get a brand new, unused, and full warranty GPU. This is why used marketplaces sucks, because it's too expensive for used parts. It all depends on your marketplace. Some people in some places it's going to be more expensive, but like where I live, where people selling stuff, even on eBay, like you can look on eBay, stuff is cheaper generally, like by a good amount. And usually locally in person, you can talk people down to 50% of its MSRP. And that's really good. You know, this is pretty old GPU, but I just bought this GPU today. It's the 1650. And I'm gonna make a video on this. I don't know if it will come out before or after this video. But this was my first GPU, like not this one, this model particularly, but like 1650 was. And yeah, I got this for $55 in person. Pretty good. I'm gonna pop it in an Optiplex, like old Optiplex, and sell it for $350, and it's only gonna cost me $190 to make. Over 100% margin, boys. Or not exactly. That math is mathin', okay, whatever. But basically, yeah, you can get really good used stuff for pretty cheap. I just got a 2070 on eBay for like 120 or 130 bucks, like last month, and I already flipped that rig and sold it. So you definitely can find used deals, even on eBay. And I'm gonna have to make a video about this eventually, but there's this Reddit called Hardware Swap, and that's some of the best deals for PC gaming on the internet. And I sell a lot of my stuff on there. I'll have to make a video about that, but basically it's just a Reddit. You post something you're selling and you message somebody and then they send it to you, and boom, used deals galore. So you guys just aren't looking in the right places. If you're looking on like Amazon, like used or like whatever, that's not the right place to look. You got to look on Facebook Marketplace. You got to look on eBay. And then you also have to look up on our Hardware Swap. And yeah, I think that's the last comment here. So yeah, what'd you guys think of the Q&A? Am I the PC tech guru that we've all needed and we've all wished and prayed for? And yeah, become a channel member and subscribe, boys. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I am fully monetized. So get to it. And yeah, Silicon Steak signing out.
He's on deck from GPUs to CPUs. He knows it all. No question too big, no detail too small. He's got the knowledge, he's got the skill. When he drops his take, the haters stand still. Fanboys can cry, but they can't deny. Silicon Steak's truth cuts through the lie.